Each taxpayer will probably qualify for a mix of credits and deductions, but here are 10 of the most used tax breaks out there. The Child and Dependent Care Credit. For taxpayers who can't keep an eye on their dependents full-time due to work or job searching, the Child and Dependent Care Credit is an awesome boost. You can use the credit toward care expenses for your child, your spouse, or another dependent, so long as the person you hired is not a spouse, the parent of the person being cared for, or one of your dependents. The Child Tax Credit. The Child Tax Credit isn't for care expenses. It's simply a tax break for parents who juggle the costs of having a child. Your child must be younger than 17 and listed on your tax return as a dependent. Now, the Child Tax Credit is phased out at certain income amounts, $400,000 for married filing jointly, $200,000 for everyone else. So be aware of your income and how it will affect your credit amount. The Additional Child Tax Credit. You can recoup part of the Child Tax Credit after the phase-out using the Additional Child Tax Credit. The Additional Child Tax Credit isn't for an additional child, it's actually an additional credit. So even if you have only one kid, you may qualify. It's refundable too. You just have to meet the child tax credit requirements to qualify. The credit for other dependents. Have any dependents that don't qualify for the child tax credit or the additional child tax credit? As per the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, there's a new credit for other dependents. It's non-refundable, but it is available for adult dependents, like parents and grandparents, and children over 17 years old. The Earned Income Tax Credit. For low and moderate income taxpayers, the Earned Income Tax Credit is an awesome tax break. Available to anyone from working families to single working taxpayers, the biggest qualifying element with this credit is that you have to be earning money as an employee or from running a business. The Savers Credit. The Savers Credit gives you a bit more incentive to save for retirement, and qualifying is simple. Contributions to a retirement plan such as a 401k, IRA, or Roth IRA put you in the running for this credit. The American Opportunity Tax Credit. The American Opportunity Tax Credit is for expenses incurred at a qualifying institution for the first 4 years of an undergraduate degree. The best perk of this credit is that it's partially refundable, so you could get a refund even if you didn't overpay your taxes throughout the year. Watch out for the income ceiling though. After you make $80,000 as a single filer, or $160,000 if you're married filing jointly, the credit starts to decrease. The Lifetime Learning Credit. The Lifetime Learning Credit is aimed at those working toward a postgraduate degree or taxpayers who take post-secondary, career-related, or vocational courses over time. While it's not refundable, it's an awesome tax break for ongoing education. The Lifetime Learning Credit cannot be claimed for any expenses that are used to claim the American Opportunity Credit. State and local taxes deduction. If you live in a state that has state or local income tax, you can deduct at least part of those taxes on your federal return. State and local sales taxes can be deducted in lieu of income taxes. If you live in a state with either no income tax or high sales tax rates, consider adding up the sales tax you paid, especially on large purchases, to see if it helps your tax situation. State and local property taxes can also boost your state and local taxes deduction. Charitable donations and expenses. Donations to qualifying charities are deductible, but did you know that unreimbursed expenses from volunteering can also be deductible? That includes gas mileage and supplies. Just about any expense you incur in the course of volunteering may qualify, as long as you are not reimbursed by the organization. Feeling a bit overwhelmed? When you file with 1040.com, you don't have to come up with a complicated game plan on the front end. Just have your records handy and breeze through our simple interview, and we'll do the digging for all those sweet tax breaks behind the scenes.